Welcome to the EmpowerHer Wellness podcast. I'm Morgan, and I'm thrilled to be your host and wellness coach as we navigate the path to a healthier, more confident you. As the owner of Get Fit With Me, I bring years of experience in personal training, nutrition, and coaching to each episode. Join me as we explore practical tips and strategies for fitness, nutrition, mindset, and more, all tailored for busy women just like you. Let's empower your wellness journey and achieve lasting transformation together. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to an episode of the EmpowerHer Wellness podcast. I'm your host and coach, Morgan Ekovich. And today we're diving into one of my favorite topics, and it's fitness in 5 minutes. And it's something that honestly, I had to change my mindset around when I started my business, as life has transitioned and shaped into different ways, that I always had in my head for the longest time that fitness had to look a certain way. I've briefly talked about this on other episodes, but I used to think it had to be that 30 or 60-minute workout, that I had to burn X amount of calories, that I had to sweat a certain amount to feel like it was an accomplished workout. And honestly, the busier life got, the less realistic those longer workouts became because other things start to take priority. Really, that is what it is. Other things take priority, and some of us will say, oh, it will happen when life slows down. Life doesn't slow down. If you are the person who still believes that life is going to slow down sometime, I need you to wake up and notice that it's not. Because as soon as it slows down, it changes and then it speeds up again. And then you get comfortable and then it changes again. That is just the nature of life. So today we're going to be diving into why I want you to stop thinking of your workouts as just 30 and 60 minutes. And that if you can't get that in, what's the point? Why should I be doing it? Oh, I'll just try again tomorrow. I want you to get that out of your head. Do I want you to aim for 3 to 4 30 to 60 minute strength training workouts a week? Absolutely. That is my ultimate goal for you. But I also know that depending on the stage of life you're in, that is not realistic and that is not going to happen. So instead of waiting for life to slow down or to say, oh, I just can't get it in, I'll try again tomorrow, or what's the point? Let's reframe our mindset. And the biggest reason why 5 minutes of fitness works and works long term is because it builds consistency. It builds a habit. It allows you to feel on a consistent basis what exercise does to your brain and your body. And that is one of the most important things is, have you ever taken a break because you had this routine, it was going really well, and then all of a sudden you were drained, it didn't work for your schedule, and you just said, I just need to pause, I need to stop my workouts, I'll get back into them later on. Well, a lot of time went on and we forget what that feeling is when we move our body. After we move our body, we have such this awesome feeling of endorphins, high energy, our mood is better, we feel better, we feel more grounded. But it's not very long-lived sometimes. And if we are not consistently doing it, those gaps in between our workouts, it gets harder and harder to remember the benefits on why our body loves to move and why we love to move our body. So what I want you to think about today is fitness in 5 minutes is for everybody, and it is not to replace your 30 or 60-minute workout, but it's to help fill in those gaps when that longer workout just does not work for your day or your current stage of life. So I actually just had 2 clients recently within the last week reach out to me, and they're like, Morgan, I love when my clients have these realizations because I can bring it up, I can have these conversations, I can help them dial in their habits, but until they see it and they have that realization on their own, they're not going to listen to what I have to say. It's natural. We all are like that. So I had 2 clients in the last week who came to me and said, Morgan, I think I'm ready to stop trying to achieve so much in my workouts and pull it back to 5 or 10 minutes every single day. And I was so freaking happy. I was so happy because that is what I've been trying to tell them. But we naturally are like 5 or 10 minutes, that's going to do nothing for me. What's the point? That's not the case. I need you to see it for yourself, because the more I talk about it and I say stuff, if you don't believe it, you're not going to do it, and it won't have benefits because you're just going to say, well, whatever, I'm just going to do this and I'm not going to be engaged. I'm not going to be intentional. As I say intentional here, the next thing that is critical is that we focus in those 5 minutes, we focus on being intentional. So it's not, I'm going to do 5 minutes of sitting here, flopping my ankle around, doing ankle pumps and like scrolling on my phone. No, that's not what I'm telling you to do in 5 minutes. I'm telling you to put your phone down and intentionally move your body for 5 freaking minutes. Do squats, do counter push-ups, take a walk, stop getting distracted, and move your body for 5 minutes intentionally. That right there is where you will start to see results. You will start to be consistent. You will build a habit. So what does this look like though? Well, for strength, this can look like an AMRAP, which means as many rounds as possible, which essentially means you set your timer for 5 minutes. You pick a few exercises, you determine how many reps you're going to do for those exercises. So here's an example: 10 squats, 10 glute bridges, 10 dead bugs. Repeat that circuit as many times as you can before that 5-minute timer goes off. Done. Super intentional. I've set the timer, I've sat down, I am doing the dang thing. Option 2, an EMOM. And that stands for every minute on the minute. So same sort of concept. You pick 2 to 3 exercises. I would choose a lower rep range. So let's choose 3. Let's choose 3 exercises again. Let's do 5 squats, 5 glute bridges, 5 dead bugs. Great. So now what happens is I set that timer for 5 minutes. And when that first minute is counting down, I need to do 5 squats, 5 glute bridges, 5 dead bugs. If I perform all of those movements, if I perform those 15 reps right there, and I have 20 seconds left in the minute, I get to rest. And then when the next minute comes up, you do the same exact thing. And as soon as you're done with your exercises, you get to rest till that next minute starts. So that's a way that you're going to push yourself a little bit faster maybe, because you know you get a rest period. Whereas in an AMRAP, you may not push yourself as much. Everybody's a little different here. I have clients who say, oh, it's 5 minutes, I'm going to push really hard. And I have people who are like, okay, I'm going to do a round and then I'll take a breather. I'll do a round and I'll take a breather. AMRAP allows for a little bit more flexibility. You control your rest. EMOM is where essentially you don't control your rest, in a sense of as soon as that next minute's up, you're going. So if you are going through your movements slow, you may not get a rest and you may just keep going. The other thing that you can remember is you can always add weights. Keep a dumbbell or a kettlebell near you. These don't have to be fancy movements. They also don't have to be heavy weights, but like maybe you've got a set of dumbbells you keep in your office. Maybe you've got a resistance band. Every day, have a plan. Create 7 AMRAP sessions. Actually, if you go to the show notes, you can actually grab my AMRAPs and my EMOMs. Check them out. They're not just 5 minutes, so keep that in mind, but they go up to 15 minutes. So go to the show notes, check out the AMRAPs and the EMOM circuits that I have created for you. Literally plug and play. Open up the document, say, okay, I'm doing this one today. Set your timer and do it. You can always reduce your reps to make it fit in for a 5-minute timer. So with that being said, use resistance bands if you have them. Use a set of weights, use a kettlebell, or use your body weight. I don't care. But be intentional in that time. You are going to get stronger. You are going to get stronger. So that is a way to incorporate strength in just 5 minutes. And when I say 5 minutes, it can literally mean 5 minutes once a day. It could also look like my goal is 5 minutes once a day, but I may do 5 minutes twice today, or 5 minutes 3 times tomorrow, or 5 minutes 4 times the next day. Like it can change. So as long as you know your minimum, which is 5 minutes once a day. So that is the strength. If you're like, oh, I'm not really feeling strength, I want to do flexibility or mobility instead. Great. What that's going to look like is set your timer, pick a few exercises, So this could mean I'm going to do 5 cat-cows, 5 thread the needles on each side, and then I'm going to do the world's best stretch. Awesome. Set your timer for 5 minutes. Go through those 3 exercises. Easy peasy. Or maybe it can say, I'm going to work my upper body. So set my timer for 5 minutes. I'm going to do some shoulder rolls backwards, some neck stretch. And remember, when we are stretching, we're not like moving from side to side. We're actually holding the stretch for 20 to 30 seconds. So 5 minutes is going to fly by. That's another way to just boost your energy, feel better, and get those endorphins that the body is producing in little short bursts of movement. And then finally, I said I would tell you about strength, flexibility, mobility, and then the last area is just general movement. And this is where 5-minute walks are fantastic. Like I've said this in other podcasts, my neighbors probably think I'm nuts for checking the mailbox multiple times a day. But in my mind, I got to go check the mail. That's like an action that I do. So I walk out there and I come back. Okay, I'll go check it again. Like, do I always open up the mailbox? No, but it's the intention of walking out to the mailbox and back. So that's a really good way. You can march in place. You can put on a song. Put on your favorite song and just dance around the house for 5 minutes. You can walk on your walking pad. You can do some jumping jacks. Like there's a variety of ways in which you can move your body just in general. Maybe you're like, I'm really going to park in the back park of the work parking lot today. It takes me about 5 minutes to walk in. I'm going to park all the way back there, which means you have 5 minutes of intentional movement throughout your day. Once when you go into work and once when you're leaving work. So just think about that. Movement does not have to look a specific way. Like I said, I would love for you to get structured strength workouts that are longer in length. I would love for you to get structured walks that get that heart rate up. But if that's not the stage you're in right now, give yourself grace. Take a deep breath and have it be okay with 5 minutes. Fitness in 5 minutes is totally doable and is relatable to so many of us. So I've shared why this is important. I've shared what you can do. Now let's talk about how to build the actual flippin' habit, because we like to have all these thoughts and like it's gotta look this perfect way. It doesn't. We need to stop overcomplicating it. So one of the things you can do is you can set an anchor, which is essentially just another way of saying habit stacking. So for instance, after I brush my teeth in the morning, I am going to do 5 minutes of stretching. After I eat lunch every day, I am going to do 5 minutes of walking. Right before bed every day, I'm going to do 5 minutes of flexibility work. As soon as work is over, I'm going to do 5 minutes of strength training. Like literally that simple. Pair it with something that already happens on a regular basis throughout your week and just make it a habit to pair it, habit stack with it, or anchor it. Number 2, keep it simple. If you are working on the strength or the flexibility portion, where there's so many stretches out there, there's so many strength movements out there, I get it. It can be overwhelming. 1, go to the show notes, grab my packet that I've created for you or for EMOMs and AMRAPs for that strength portion. Keep it simple. Just use that, repurpose it. For the flexibility, choose a neck stretch, a back stretch, and a low back stretch. Choose 2 to 3 exercises and just do them over and over and over again until you feel the results and you feel better. I promise it will not take that long until you're like, wow, I feel great. Also, I will link in the show notes. I've got a whole list of YouTube videos. I think there's like 30 some in there of stretches. So go check those out. Literally click the link and then just follow along with me. I walk you through it all. Sometimes we just need to be told what to do. I get it. We get decision fatigued. So keep it simple. Pair it with something you do. Keep it simple. Other things that are really important is you want to track your success, or you want to track what is not happening as well. So this can look like getting a calendar for every day you do your 5 minutes, you put a star. Kind of use it as a potty chart. We all know what that is. We put a star. For every time we don't do it, maybe we put a frowny face or we don't put anything. So that's a very basic way to do it. The other way that you can do it is with my clients, we use an app called My Coach where we actually create your actions and we make it very specific. And you don't get to change your actions, only I do. So we get to kind of see that data. But if we're not working together, go to your app store. I think the one that I've been recommending lately is the Habit Share. You can go in there. Literally, if you go to your Apple or your Google Play Store and you type in Habit Tracker, you can add whatever you want and then just mark it off as I did it or I didn't. I did it or I didn't. And then you are going to start to see, well, I'm really good Monday through Friday, but I really struggle on the weekends. Why is that? How can we troubleshoot? How can we make it easier? Okay, what are those barriers that are in between? Once you have the data and we can clearly see what works and what doesn't work, then we can make changes that are specific to you. And then finally, the last thing, which is kind of like the anchor and kind of like habit stacking, but it's sticking it with another habit. So for instance, the first thing I mentioned is like a part of your day that you're already doing or that naturally comes, like the end of the workday. This one right here, if you are in the habit of doing daily gratitude every night, maybe after your daily gratitude, you stretch for 5 minutes to help wind your body and your mind down going into the evening. So if you already have a habit that you're like, I still want to be consistent with this, but I'm struggling, pair this new habit with it and track that progress. Fitness in 5, I want you to remember that, yes, in the long run, I want you to have these great, fantastic workouts that you have time for, that you have set time aside for, and that you are freaking crushing it. But also, I want you to remember that life is hard. There are stages and there are transitions in life, and sometimes we need to pull back and we need to do less and we need to be consistent with just 5 minutes. Because that right there is going to move us forward faster than inconsistency for 30-minute workouts where we're like, I'm getting one in a week. Well, to make us consistent, it's going to take us a freaking long time. Let's go back to 5 minutes every single day. Track your progress, celebrate your wins. In our Facebook group, you can always go shout out what you're working on. I want to hold you accountable. If you're ever interested in figuring out, okay, how do we work together? Send me a message. There's a link in the show notes where you can send me a message and just say, hey, I'm interested in working together. Also in the show notes is where you can grab that AMRAP and EMOM handout that I was telling you about. So you don't have to think about it. Like I mentioned, they are longer than 5 minutes, but just set them for 5 minutes and do what you can. You can mimic and change it as much as you would like. So with that, remember to follow us, whether you're on Apple or Spotify podcast, whichever one you listen on. Make sure to follow us. Make sure to also give us 5 stars and leave a review. I'd love to see what you guys are loving about this podcast. And if you ever want to listen to something else, shoot me an email. Everything you need to know is in the show notes. So have a wonderful rest of your day. 5 minutes of fitness will move you forward in your life much faster than 30 minutes of inconsistent movement. So until next time, talk to you then. Thank you for tuning in to the EmpowerHer Wellness podcast. I hope you found today's episode inspiring and packed with actionable tips. Remember, your journey to becoming the strongest, most confident version of yourself is just beginning. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode and join our community of empowered women. Until next time, stay strong and stay confident.